Sky News is reporting the migrants in the Caravan are preparing to march to the U.S. border within hours. And they plan to beg and plead for asylum and mercy. So what is the White House plan on all this? Bryan Llenas is live in West Palm Beach near the president's Mar-a-Lago residence. Hi, Bryan.
Hi, David. Well, look, rumors about the Caravan rushing the border have been rampant for weeks now. And earlier this week, for instance, the San Ysidro boarding crossing, one of the busiest along the border, closed some northern-bound lanes because of these rumors that some of these immigrants in this Caravan were going to rush the border. Nonetheless, Sky News is reporting that there is talk that some of these 6,000 members of the Caravan are thinking about heading towards the border this weekend. Why this weekend? Well, a federal judge issued a temporary restraining order on the executive order that the Trump administration put in, saying that all of these immigrants that wanted to apply for asylum must go to a legal border crossing. Well, a judge nixed that temporarily, at least, and so now the thought is that perhaps some of these immigrants are going to make their way to the border. Troops have been deployed to the border. Some 5,900 of them have been putting concertina wire, that razor wire, and erecting barriers along the border. They are there to support the Border Patrol if they ever get overwhelmed. In fact, the Chief of Staff of the White House, John Kelly, authorized lethal force for these troops to use it if they need it. In the memo saying, quote, a show or use of force, including lethal force where necessary, crowd control, temporary detention, and cursory search. The memo went on to say the deployed military personnel shall not, without further direction from you, conduct traditional civilian law enforcement activities such as arrest, search, and seizure in connection with the enforcement of the laws. So General Jim Mattis explained that these troops, they are not armed. They are here at the border. They're putting down the wire, and they are not actually even supposed to make any arrests. If they do detain an immigrant, they are to hand over that immigrant over to local police so that they do not violate federal law. Earlier this week on Thanksgiving Day, President Trump said that he is actually willing to shut down the entire border if this Caravan situation doesn't get handled quickly.
It gets to a level where we are going to lose control or where people are going to start getting hurt, we will close entry into the country for a period of time until we can get it under control. The whole border, I mean the whole border. And Mexico will not be able to sell their cars into the United States, where they make so many cars at great benefit to them.
The mayor of Tijuana, where the majority of the Caravan is right now, more than 5,000 people, many of them women and children, saying that they're fleeing poverty and violence, are in Tijuana. And the mayor there has declared a humanitarian crisis, saying they just can't they don't know what to do with all of these folks. And frankly, David, they could be there for months, given the lines that are at these border crossings and the asylum process. It could be months, and these people don't have anywhere to go. They can't go back to Honduras, and they're not allowed to come into the United States. So that is why the Tijuana mayor is concerned. And finally, David, all of this has prompted the president to say he's willing to perhaps shut down the government if they don't give him that $5 billion that he's been asking for that border wall. We've heard him make this threat multiple times this year. We'll see if it comes through.
Bryan Llenas in Florida with the president. Bryan, thank you very much.